Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Mr. Ty, and today we're going to be doing an in-depth review on the Arc 1 frame by Flight 1. This frame has recently just got a huge price drop. It's only $25 right now, and that comes with a lifetime warranty, which is unheard of. Most frames that come with a lifetime warranty are $100+, and very few frames, even without a warranty, are under $25. Also, we're going to be giving away one of these frames at the end of this video. Unfortunately, if you're watching this, it is too late to enter the giveaway, but make sure you subscribe so in the future when I do another giveaway, you'll know about it. Other than that, let's get into the video. Alrighty guys, so when you get an Arc 1 frame, it will come in a plastic bag just like this. It does not have a label stapled to it. I do believe that if you would have bought one of these frames in the past, or maybe from a different vendor at the original price that it used to be, it did have a battery strap and a little cardboard thing saying the name and the shape of the frame. However, with the new price reduction, all you get is a bag of carbon with one of these anti-static bags inside of it, which is going to have all of your hardware, soft mounts, and standoffs inside there. So we're going to go ahead and build out the hybrid frame. I have already put together the True X, or the bottom part of the True X, and the bottom part of the Stretch X. We'll go over the slight differences in the arms in just a second. However, in the hybrid package, you're going to get 2 of the straight arms and 2 of the stretched arms. Now, the difference between the True X, if you buy the True X, you're going to have 4 arms just like this, all exactly the same. If you buy the Stretched X, you're going to have 2 different kinds of arms in the bag. They're going to both have the holes off kilter. However, one is going to have a flat side and a lobe, and the other one's going to have a flat side and a cutout. These interlock with one another like so. And on the True X, they all interlock with each other, as you can see right here, making an iris. And on the Stretch X, it's like a half iris with a line through it. However, on the hybrid, you're going to get 2 of the exact same straight arms, like this one. You're going to get one with a lobe and one with a cutout. Now, I personally would recommend getting the hybrid frame over all the frames. However, I would recommend buying 2 of them. And the fact that they're only $25, you can buy one frame and all the replacement parts you need for only $50. And that will also come with the lifetime warranty. So once you break an arm, you can just swap it out and then immediately get a new arm sent to you. Alright, so now that I have all the pieces laid out, I want to talk about something. I believe that since the frame has gotten such a large price reduction, they have cut corners on a couple of things. What I have noticed that is the hardware you get in the bags aren't all cut to the same exact length. My buddy bought one of these frames, well, he was given one of these frames a while back, and all of his hardware, as you can see right here, they stick up slightly through the press nuts. On his, they are flush, like how it is on the Schizo frame, which I have right here. You can see that all of those come out flush. The hardware now seems to not be cut as perfectly, and as if you go ahead and look at the stack screws, you can see that in this bag in particular, there was one slightly longer than the rest. Now, the metal is still the 12.9 hardness. Actually, no, this is 10.9 hardness. What are these? So the steel itself is actually only 10.9 hardness. It used to be 12.9, so that is another corner that was cut. However, 10.9 versus 12.9 isn't a huge difference. Also, in other bags, this came with exactly 12 of these washers. However, this time there was 3 extra, and in another bag that I opened for the Willy frame, there was twice as many in one and only 6, or not 6, only 9 in another. So just something to note, there might be a little bit of variance in hardware. Now, as you can see, we have the 4 arms, 2 side plates, which are used for camera mounting, and these also help tremendously with making the frame more rigid. We have the bottom sandwich plate, the top plate, and the bottom plate. The bottom plate does have press nuts in it. Now you're going to take these 4 longer screws, and depending on if you are doing a 20 by 20 stack or a 30 by 30 stack will depend on which one of these holes you put it in. If you are doing a 30 by 30 stack like we're going to be doing, you will put those on the inner holes and your longer stack screws on the outer holes, and vice versa if you plan on doing a 20 by 20. What I like to do is stick the 4 screws in, lay it flat on the table, and then it makes it a lot easier to put the arms on and assemble the top plate. Now that we have that assembled, you can see on this iris how you have 3 of the wavy lines and 1 straight line. This doesn't, at least I don't believe that this will degrade its durability. However, I would like to see in a future iteration of this frame where we got rid of the iris entirely and then just put an X shape in the middle. I feel that that would make this frame just as strong, and it will allow you to swap out the back 2 arms on the stretch X, and they can be cut exactly the same. And on the hybrid, and on the stretch X, all 4 arms would be exactly the same. You would just flip the 2 outer arms, as opposed to having 2 arms cut with a lobe and 2 arms cut with a indent in them. But that's just what I would personally do if I would change this frame in the future. Now that we have all 3 of the bottom halves of the frames assembled, we can go ahead and compare the different dimensions on them. The true X sits at 195 millimeters between motor post and motor post all the way around. And diagonally, it comes out to 213. On the hybrid, the back 2 arms sit only 134 millimeters apart, and the front arms are 150. The sides come out to 166. In diagonal, we're looking at 219. On the stretch X, we're looking at 133 again. Length is 181. Diagonal comes out to 225. So with the stretched X, you're going to have more handling capabilities. However, it's not going to seem as nimble in the air. With the true X, it will feel more nimble. However, it's going to suffer from more prop wash. The hybrid is going to try to be the best of both worlds, and is personally what I would recommend flying. Now, it's not mandatory to put the side plates on, however, it does make the frame a lot more rigid, and if you are using a micro-sized camera, it will make mounting your camera a lot easier. You won't have to 3D print any parts. The tolerance on these slots is extremely tight, so you might have a little bit of difficulties getting them in. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so let's see if there's any variation in weight amongst the 3 different kinds of frames. The True X comes out to 73.92 grams. The Hybrid comes out to 75.05 grams. And the Stretched X comes out to 75.82 grams. And now the difference in the weight, I do believe, is because the stretched arms are slightly longer, therefore there's more carbon. And in the Hybrid, you have 2 arms that are stretched, and in the Stretched, you have 4 arms that are stretched. So that's why I believe that the True X is going to be the lightest, and the Stretched is the heaviest, and that just makes sense. Now, if you do decide to go with the pod, it comes in 2 pieces. You get to choose your color on both. They have pink, purple, yellow, red, white, blue. I think there was a couple more colors there too, but I decided to go with blue and yellow. Now it comes in 2 pieces with 2 M2 screws and 2 M2 nuts. Now for those of you who are getting the pod variation, there is a couple of things you need to keep in mind. It took me over 25 minutes just to get the fin on. The fin is printed at 110% the size it should be. They do this to make the fit quite snug, however, it is, in my opinion, slightly too big. I had to really work just to get it in there. I had to re-melt all of the holes that the bolts were supposed to go through. Now, the print itself, though, is a super high quality. The holes are pretty filled in, so just keep that in mind if you do decide to get the pod. If you're willing to put this extra work in, it does end up looking quite nice and it does work well, but it is a hassle. In fact, the edit was so long of me just trying to get this fin in, I had to cut out quite a bit just to make this video a usable length without there just being 15 minutes of me fiddling with a TPU print. I personally don't prefer canopies for a couple of reasons. For the most part, not so much on this frame because it is a sandwich design, but on a lot of frames, the top plate is part of the structural design of the frame. And when you remove that for a flexible TPU part, it does allow that bottom plate to break easier. This frame was designed to negate that. However, the other issue I have with TPU as opposed to carbon fiber is a lot of times it's harder to work on. As you could have seen with me trying to get this thing together, it took forever. It took me about 25 minutes just to get this fin on here because the TPU was printed so the tolerances were so tight. I had to actually heat up nails and poke holes through it to get that to go together. Another thing to note with TPU is it does melt quite easily. So if for whatever reason you have to get in here and solder, you have to be extremely careful not to touch the canopy because you will melt it. Although TPU does look nice, when you're on the racetrack, it's about being the fastest, not about the coolest looking drone. On this frame, it has 2 spots for you to slip in 2 M3 nuts. The best way to do this is to take an Allen key or something that you can pry that plastic open with so you can push the nut in. Once you got it half started, just take a pair of pliers and push it in the rest of the way. It will hold quite snug and it should line up just fine with the bolt you're trying to put into it. The weight of the canopy is 26.12 grams. And the weight of the piece that it replaces is 11.19 grams. All right, the hybrid weight with the canopy is 89.96 grams. So the canopy definitely does add weight. Now on this canopy, there is a little in-slot on the inside designed for a TBS Unify Pro, I do believe. But the only issue I have with mounting the Unify directly to TPU is VTXs can get extremely hot, and you might run the chance of warping or melting the plastic. However, as far as pods go, this is probably one of the best and most well-designed pods I've ever put together. I highly recommend it, and if you do like pods, this is a good pod. However, I do feel that I will be mainly using the carbon fiber version. Some of you also might be asking what the fin is for. This is designed to where if you crash in tall grass, the fin will keep the props out of the grass so you can easily turtle mode and then take off again. Okay, well that was the full Arc 1 lineup. Now let's get into the giveaway. So it's about time for us to pick the winner. Finally, it's been like a little over a week. Sorry it took me so long to get this video out. I also didn't really know how to do this random comment picker, but it looks like this is going to work. I haven't tried it yet because I didn't want to put the video in and it pick a comment and then me not have that person recorded and then have to do it again. So just real quick, the giveaway was for the Arc 1 frame. You can either pick the Stretch X version, the hybrid version, or you can also pick the True X version. I personally recommend the hybrid version, but you can pick any one you want. And if you do want to get the one with the canopy, it took me forever to get that thing put together, and you are more than welcome to take it if that's the one you want, but it will not be coming with a top plate or the front two standoffs. You will only be getting the canopy and all the parts to that drone, and it will probably come pre-built. If you pick one of the other ones, it's going to come like it's brand new with the little baggie of hardware and all that good stuff. So whichever one you pick, just let me know in the next 48 hours, and let's go ahead and find out who won. So I just post that right in there. Text or, all right, get your YouTube comment. Start requesting. What does it say? Almost unequal comments. Okay. This is more complicated than I thought. I thought a winner was just gonna pop up. No. Ah, there we go. All right, the winner is Nerd Stratego. So whoever you are out there, I will be happy to send this to you. Actually, real quick, let's go and check out his comment. Congratulations on 50 subscribers, man. 50 more and you will hit your first real YouTube milestone. All right, thank you, Nerd Stratego. He has 162 subs. That's better than I have right now. So yeah, guys, go ahead and go check out some of his content. There's his YouTube, and I will be getting you that frame. Just let me know which one you want, and I'll make sure to get it to you. Alright guys, thanks for watching my video all the way through. Also, the person who won my frame, his name's actually Scott. I work with the guy. Make sure you check out his YouTube channel. He has some pretty cool stuff there. Other than that, the frames are definitely super durable. I have flown these before. My buddy has multiple of these. I have crashed his drones a couple of times. I have yet to break one. He has yet to break one. And these are just rock solid frames. So make sure you pick one up. $25 killer deal, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, check out one of these other videos I have up there, and safe flying, guys.